day 83 down in Kissimmee, Florida. Staying at this pretty cool timeshare. I see all the Spanish moss on the trees. Man, it's been a long time since I've been in Florida. We were driving in last night, and we went past the Wide World of Sports. We raced ACCs there. It was my fourth year, so my third year of eligibility for track, and I was racing the steeplechase, and my teammate and I were in first and second, and I was coming down the final stretch, paying attention to the last barrier, not to my competition, and the guy passed me right at the end. I didn't even, couldn't even respond because I played it so well. So frustrated with myself, but still got third at ACCs in the steeple there. We also came down here and raced. Walt Disney World had a just a cross-country invitational, and it's one of my favorite stories. Our team won the invitational, and we got this great Mickey Mouse trophy. It was huge. I mean, this, basically a statue of Mickey Mouse, probably, 1.5 2 foot tall, probably a foot wide. Just awesome. Mickey's got number one finger up. It was great. So, and my favorite part about it though was we had to get it through security on the way back. And so it was a carry-on, so we put it on and put it on the survey belt, so it goes through the x-ray machine, and you can see the monitor, and then there's this silhouette of Mickey. Oh man, I wish we had cell phones back then. I would have loved a picture of that. It tickled me. Some great memories down here. I think back to one of my favorite running books, Once a Runner. That's, a lot of the setting was, Quentin was from Florida, of course. He trained a lot in North Carolina where I live, but it's just, I get a lot of imagery, from that book, and especially running right here, it's just kind of captures my imagination from that book. If you haven't read Once a Runner, it just depicts what it's like to chase a sub-4 mile so well. I really loved his description of what it was like for him to race at that pace. I watched Tracksmith did a video recently for Nick Willis chasing his 20th sub-4 mile, which was pretty incredible. I loved watching that video. I myself did not break the 4-minute mile. I was on pace through over 3/4 of a mile, and either due to food poisoning or just the extreme effort, or both, I threw up with like probably less than 200 meters to go. And ran just over 4 minutes. It was such an extreme effort. Oh my gosh. I remember coming through 3/4 of a mile and hearing the split 2:58. So if you can picture running around a track at sub 60 pace, holding that for 3/4 of a mile, and I probably was closer to, I would say, 1,400 meters, so just over 200 meters to go, maybe less. I had to pull off to the side and just lose my cookies. It was such a bummer. I mean, things were going so well. I was right behind the pack. They broke 4 minutes. Of course, we watch these guys anymore, and it just seems so effortless to watch that video of Nick Willis, and to see him miss it by so little. I know he still has all year to do it, but get it done that early in the year. As he said, he's not getting any younger. I think he's 38. I'll try to include that video if I can remember in the description. That's just a really cool, I mean, he did it up at the Armory in New York. Due to COVID, they did not allow fans, so he just had some close family and friends there. He had pacers, and, just brought back so many memories. I mean, I think back to, running, and the mile was just, I don't know, it's just a special event. My favorite mile, and probably you guys, some of you have heard this story, so forgive me, but it just really, I don't know, it has a special place in my heart. We were at ACC's indoor. It was at Virginia Tech. We had to run the mile trial, so we had a qualifying heat that we ran the mile. I won my heat in 4:11. I think I had the fastest or second fastest time going into the final, because nobody really runs super hard because we have to run the final the next day. But of course, not but an hour or two after my qualifying heat, I had to run the distance medley relay. I was the 1,200 meter leg, and we did great. We set an ACC record. I ran 2:57, I think. So again, it's about 3/4 of a mile. That's sub 4 minute pace. So all indicators were I probably had something in me to break 4, but it just never happened. So yeah, I raced that, and then came back the next day for the finals of the mile. I ended up listening to my coach, who told me, just settle in, you know, allow the race to go, and you know, stick with the lead pack. So anyhow, lead pack went out, and the lead pack ended up being the whole race. So I found myself in second to last. I came through halfway at 2:08. And then from behind me, the gentleman that was in last, he took off with 800 meters to go. So half of the race left, and I heard my coach yell at me, "Go with him." So Virginia Tech is a really cool track. It's 200 meters per lap. It's banked, and you can just hear the platform, your footsteps, do 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 do. Only it's a little bit faster than that. So I went with him, and we started moving our way up through the field, faster and faster. Cadence getting faster. So we're clicking along. It's feeling good. The gentleman in front of me still steadily progressing up through the field. With 400 to go, we were in a, man, we were moving. Oh, I was just hanging on his shoulder. By 200 meters to go, 1 lap to go, bell lap. They ring the bell, ding, 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 ding. My adrenaline's just pumping. Oh, it's just, the excitement is just flying. Oh, you just feel so weightless. My God, it felt so good. Everybody's screaming, pounding the track. Oh man, what an excitement that was. We're in a full sprint. I had no gears, couldn't shift it any faster. We're all just in stride. The strain is on our bodies. Oh man, just pumping through that last lap. I couldn't gain an inch on the lead. And when I ended up finishing second, ran 4:08. So we closed the last half mile in 2 flat. I ran 2:08, 2 flat. And I took second. Ah, man, what a great race that was. And then of course, my racing wasn't over. I had to run the 3K. So 4 races, 2 days. I was just supposed to score points. So I did what I was told and hung in there as long as I could. When the lead pack broke, I kind of ended up in no man's land, but I was still where I would score points. So she scored the points, and whew, my weekend was done. Holy cow, that hurt so bad. It was fun though. Oh man, what a cool weekend that was. Just full of racing. But that mile just sticks in my mind. Just what an amazing event. Something that can push you that hard for 4 minutes. You're at like the extreme end of everything you have. I have to say, like, the 400 meter and the mile, I think, are the 2 most extreme events in track and field, where you're, you know, totally at capacity. And one could argue that the 100, you know, is another just all-out sprint. But to be that gassed It's incredible to put your body, you know, at that capacity and just trying to hold on. Morning. So, definitely one of my favorites. So today, just got a recovery run here. I'm gonna try to find a treadmill later if I can. We're gonna spend the day at Universal, so I like to get plenty of walking in, but I was gonna do some incline hiking if I could find a treadmill, but I'm not sure with everything going on, that's the greatest idea, to stick myself in a gym. So it's probably not the greatest idea to be at Universal, but here we are. So anyway, legs feel surprisingly good. I was starving at the end of the run yesterday. I think I overate when I got home, but I think that was good because I feel pretty good today. I feel really recovered, even after a 9-hour drive last night. It was so just running this nice easy 40 minutes, shaking the legs out, letting the legs flow. Man, it's nice. I'm gonna take this path over here. I have no idea where I am. Hopefully I can get back. Whatever. This looks so cool. Steam coming off the lake. All the Spanish moss, it's just so foreign to me, but so cool. Yeah, we got in last night. I did a little bit of core work. I'm gonna try to do some push-ups and plank each day. And I stretched out really well. Used the Theragun and I just loosened up the muscles. I was pretty tight when I got out of the car, so I wasn't sure how this one was gonna go, but feeling pretty good. So, good day. Tomorrow, I've got a little over an hour plus some strides. I'm supposed to do hill strides, but I think my only option here is going to be potentially the treadmill, which again, I'm not sure if I want to do that or not, but I might just do some flat strides, come out here to the golf course. We shall see. Play it by ear, be adaptable. I'm just really happy that I feel so recovered. I programmed in the next 2 weeks. Just got some good volume, no real big workouts, just another fartlek, an out and back run, so nothing crazy, just some, some base work. Really pleased with yesterday, just kind of running 3 hours. I didn't do anything crazy. I had probably 2,000 something feet of gain in 20 miles. So like I said, nothing crazy, but just really pleased that my body was able to sustain that, you know, I felt really good just to be able to run for that long. I definitely needed more calories. I made a note of that. I don't think I ate enough calories on Thursday, day before my run, so gotta be a little bit more cognizant of you know, of what I'm putting in, how much I'm putting in. But like I said yesterday, probably ate too much. That's all right. Helped with recovery. I gotta find that median, you know, that sweet spot. I'm not trying to limit my calories, that's for sure. But at the same time, I do need to have a ceiling. I haven't been using my food log, which that really helps. I'm just so bad about maintaining that thing, so I need to get back on that. Use the food log. Kind of track my calories. Started really, you know, checking in on my heart rate in the morning, resting heart rate, and thinking about getting back with Whoop and using my Whoop. Track my heart rate variability, just kind of see, you know, one more variable. Make sure I'm recovering. That's the big thing. Wow. I love seeing new wildlife. I don't know what kind of birds those were. They were in the distance. Not sure if you guys could have seen those, but anyhow. So thinking about that, I'd look into it, see how much it costs, but might be an additional good thing for me. Look at these guys. Wonder what they're tracking. Just some ideas. Make sure I don't go down the same path I was just on. I make sure that I'm recovering, and my only hesitation with HRV, and I could talk all about HRV another day, but it kind of gets in your head. If it tells you you're not recovered, you know, don't do heavy exercise. Really can play in your mind. I woke up the morning of UTMB, and my Whoop was telling me, you know, don't do anything strenuous today. You're not recovered. In other words, I was in the red. So I shouldn't have. What it was telling me is, don't do UTMB today. So that kind of messed with me. Even though once I got going I was fine until my quads blew, but I blame the Alps for that, not so much my my HRV. But like I said, I can talk all about HRV in a different episode. So all right, getting close to 30 minutes. Probably should figure out where I am and where I'm going. As always, thank you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. which will be day 84. All right, have a great one.